Been a while since I've done a haul video at all, so today we're going to be taking a look at all the clone troopers that I got over the last 2 months. There's over 20 custom clones in this video, ranging from many different sellers, so without further ado, let's take a look at them, starting with Grandpa Clone Customs. This was actually my first time getting anything from Grandpa Clone Customs, and these helmets are just awesome. They look just like the official LEGO helmets when you pair them next to each other, and they add some great detail if you want to make Sergeant Appo or something like that, which you have the rest of the figure, you just need the helmet. Another thing I really liked was this Swamp Trooper or Force 42nd Trooper. This guy is one of my favorite legions now, and I really want to get more of these figures because this olive green just looks so nice. Olive green is one of my favorite LEGO colors, so I'm glad to have a clone trooper with this color. Another figure from Grandpa Clone Customs with some good colors is this Shadow Trooper. This guy looks so cool. I love the red visor he uses, and the black is just such a unique color for a LEGO figure. The final full figure I got from GCC was this 91st Recon Corps Trooper, which I think looks really good. He is missing some details on his chest plate, and I think some of the logos are kind of small. But otherwise, this is really cool because I've always loved the 91st Legion and Commander Neo. This thing I got from GCC was this plain white helmet. I think this looks really good, and I want to get more of these for the 10 Phase 1 clone troopers that I have so I can swap out their helmet. It is a replica helmet too. It's not official LEGO, but I think it looks great. Putting it on the figure, you can't even tell that it's different because of the pad printed quality these guys have. The majority of figures I got came from Jon Act Toys, so let's take a look at those, starting with the Engineers. First engineer I got was this plain white one. I think he looks really good, and he can really go with any Legion because he has no specific colors. This helmet from Jon Act Toys is really cool. It's actually pad printed on these replica helmets. I wouldn't call them replica helmets because they're not really replicating anything, but they're a custom mold, which is pretty cool. And they fit in flawlessly with the figure, and I think it looks really good with this UV print from Jon Act Toys. Engineers are actually really good value. You get the helmet for $2, and then everything else is $11, and you get it for $13, which is pretty good. The next engineer I got was this 91st Recon Corps version. I think he looks really good, although he is still kind of plain. He just has a lot of nice logos, and I think the logos on here are better than the GCC ones because they're larger, at least on the torso. The final engineer I got was this Shock Trooper one for my Scipio mock. I think he looks really good, and he's the last figure I'm getting for my Scipio mock, at least clone trooper wise. But I did kind of mess up the decals on here when I sprayed him, but when I applied them, they looked really good. Besides those two stripes on the helmet, everything else here is UV printed on official LEGO parts, and I think he did a great job with that. I love the red, and he started doing his Shock Trooper legs a different way, and I think it looks a lot better. Speaking of Coruscant Guard, here are 3 Coruscant Guard Phase 1 troopers from the first episode of the Clone Wars. These are Jek, Reese, and Thayer, and they look really good. I love the dark red on these guys. I actually painted the macro binoculars on Thayer, and all of these guys look really good. I really love how they look with these weapons I got from Jon Act Toys. The only difference between Jek and Reese is that Jek actually has this strap on his torso, which I think looks really good. Except for that one detail, they're both exactly the same, except for the backpack if you want to include that. Taking a closer look at this helmet that I painted up, you can see it's probably a little bit too dark, but I think it gets the point across. I did notice something after doing my review of this Thayer, is that he's missing a little dot below his visor. I don't really understand how Jon Act Toys missed that, because I imagine he has a template for all of this stuff, and then he just adds the colors on later. But I think this figure is pretty solid either way, and he's one of my favorites. Last figures I got from Jon Act Toys I actually got a really long time ago. It might have been before the last haul, I just might not have included them in that video for some reason, but they both use these CAC helmets, and then I have these printed pilot torsos, which are exactly the same from Jon Act Toys. I really love the light gray on these torsos and legs, and I think they look really good, especially when paired with these UV printed arms. I lied, I have one more thing from Jon Act Toys. I got this UV printed torso a long time ago. It was in the last haul, I think, but I finally got a helmet for it from Clone Customs, and I think this makes a really cool complete figure. Speaking of Clone Customs, I got a whole bunch of helmets from them, so let's take a look at those. The majority of these helmets were actually Shock Trooper helmets for my Scipio mock, and I think these guys look really good on the Minifig Co. bodies, which just look great in my opinion, and they're pretty cheap. You get these whole figures for $14. That's pretty good compared to what you get from Clone Customs, which is like $27 for one Shock Trooper. Next thing I got was Clone Customs new 2020 style helmets, and those look pretty good on these two troopers right here, but I don't think they look great, especially compared to the GCC helmets. I just think GCC works better, especially with the official mold, so I think that looks a lot better. I can't say the same for this Rex helmet though. I think this Rex helmet looks really good and almost perfect, I'd say. I think Rex's helmet works better for this because it's obviously different visor and stuff on his helmet, so it looks pretty good. I also got these 2 Geonosis clone troopers from Landing at Point Rain. This first one is a flame trooper, and this guy was really cool. I got a deal on him from Mercari It was $15 compared to like the $30 price tag that he normally has on Clone Me Customs website. You can't beat the level of pad printed detail that Clone Me Customs has, especially on their custom molded helmets. These are so cool. The other Geo Trooper is actually from Minifigs For You and retails for $30, and I got him for $10. This Mercari seller was very generous with his offers, and this guy's pretty cool too, using a Clone Me Customs helmet. Another camo figure I got was this Covert Ops Arc Trooper from Republic Bricks. I think this guy looks really awesome. This is probably one of my favorite figures, and I know I say that about all of them, but this is actually true. This guy is so cool, and I really love the color scheme, especially with the stone camo. Not to mention, I really like the quality of the cloth on this guy. It's like a really good quality, and it doesn't fray or anything that I've noticed, and you can actually bend it and keep it in place. So props to Republic Bricks for doing that. If you add some extra accessories like this CAC rangefinder and these DC-15s, I think this guy looks perfect and he is just so awesome. Here's a better look at just all of his printed details without the stuff added on top of it. Republic Bricks may not have the best printing on the market, he certainly has one of the best prices. An example of how cheap these Republic Bricks figures can be is this figure. He was $10 in that Clone Me Customs helmet. Cost Republic Bricks $4 already, so he's only probably making about $3 a figure here, after paying for the blank Lego parts and the printing. You can also get this figure in sand green, but I like the olive green better. Speaking of sand green, here's a sand green clone driver figure, who is a Kashyyyk Battalion trooper, which you can tell by the Wookiee logo on his chest. I don't think we see enough driver troopers, and I'd like to see more custom makers make more of these figures, because they're really cool. I almost forgot about all of these 332nd troopers I got. I got 3 battle packs worth of troopers, and I do like these figures, but they could be a lot better. Especially the Commander Vaughn, so I got this Clone Me Customs helmet for Vaughn, and I used this backpack and some blue arms, and I made a pretty solid Captain Vaughn. I don't really mind the 332nd Trooper helmets, but most people are right when they say they're not as good as the older ones or the GCC helmets, which I am trying to get my hands on. If you liked any of the figures you saw in this video, there's more than likely a chance that I've probably already reviewed these more in depth on the channel, so go watch those videos if you haven't already. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button because I'm trying to get 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.